Hey,
Hey,
so we have Louis Chan, writer and director of Stationery, with us. How you doing, man? Oh,
I can't hear you guys.
no, we can't hear. You can't hear us.
Let me try to plug it in.
all right.
Ah, this went so well in rehearsal.
I
I've
know,
got
you
it.
know what I
I've got it.
mean?
I
Oh,
can hear it
oh,
perfectly.
are we on? Are we on?
Yeah,
You
I
can hear
can hear
us.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, that's great. Well, yeah, I just want to say, congratulations with the film. Thank you for giving us the online premiere of Stationery. I've
Thank
seen
you.
you've
Thank
had
you very
a
much.
pretty good festival run with it as well. So it's like, how's the general response been to it so far?
It's been pretty good. I mean, we had a little private screening amongst friends and family, people who supported the film from the start, and then from there we started sending it off to a select amount of festivals. And generally it's been very positive, and it's always really good when you get feedback from your peers who you either sort of look up to or who you've worked with in the past, and they say really nice things. So, you know, um, a film festival road, it sort of comes like this. Sometimes you get accepted into two or three in a month, and other times it's a bit more quiet. So we'll take them any way we can get them, really.
Yeah, you
I
take the
wanted
wins.
to talk about the I wanted to talk about the cast because was it so you got Aaron Thomas Ward, Rebecca Murrell,
Yep.
and Xavier Russell. All three of them
Mhm.
just deliver amazing performances and just makes the whole situation, just the whole film, feel really real.
Thank you.
What was it like, sort of finding those three actors?
It was its own separate journey in itself. How we managed to get all three into a casting room. Um, I had seen Xavier, obviously, in Top Boy years before. I think that came out the seasons one and two, 2011, 2013, maybe. So I already knew who he was, and I was hoping that, when I was sort of racking my brain, who could I get to play this character? And he was the immediate one who sort of jumped out because I was like, wait, he'd probably be about the right age now. So we managed to get in contact with him, and he liked the script, and it sort of went from there. We did a few more sort of workshops and stuff, but my mind was pretty set that I wanted to work with Xavier. Just don't tell him that. And Aaron, I'd seen him from a DOP friend who had recommended checking out a short film he'd just made, and Aaron was the lead. The film was called His Wake. It was a Film London backed film, and so I watched that, and I just remember seeing him, and it was a film that was all done with voiceover, so there were a lot of close-ups. Everything was sort of seen from his point of view, and I thought he just had a great face. I thought he had a very emotive sort of expression. He looked like someone who had maybe seen some hard times in his life, which is definitely something of the Jimmy character. They have to they have to be able to you have to be able to see before they even open their mouth. So someone who can be vulnerable, someone who can be strong, but someone who you can clearly tell hasn't necessarily had the easiest road so far. So that was something which I really sort of, it really drew me to Aaron, and Rebecca. Rebecca was recommended by a casting director friend called. I agree. I agree. A casting director called Jane Frisbee. She does a lot of the casting for the National Film and Television School, and she said she sent me across a list of actresses, and I was going through them. And this is before we'd cast anybody, and I just sort of said to her quite flippantly, "Is anyone on this list I should particularly look out for?" And she goes, "This lady right here, Rebecca Morel. You should keep an eye on, try and check out her stuff. It's quite hard because she does mostly theatre, so unless you're there, you don't really know. But when she came into the when she came into the audition room, we were pretty blown away. So again, it was quite an easy choice,
it's,
and
it's
everyone got along
always
really well.
it's always theatre types, isn't it? They got some magical powers, and
They
there's
hustle,
always
man.
that distinction. Yeah, they have their hustle. There's always that distinction between theatre types and and people who play on camera and stuff. But there's something
For
about the
sure.
theatre types. It's like they're like octopuses. They got Their arms all over the place. But nah,
They're all
Yeah,
over the
no,
place.
it's an interesting one because in a BTS behind the scenes video that we made, Aaron actually talks about him having done theatre before and how he liked the idea of it almost being like a black box theatre where the car is this claustrophobic environment, and it sort of it takes away that sort of sense of separation that you might have if you're on a set where you're at other ends of the other ends of a street, for example, or there's maybe sometimes someone who's not even actually in front of you because you're looking at a camera and there's no one actually there. So having it sort of in that sort of contained in that environment, I think, lends itself quite well. Well, I'm stealing what Aaron said in his BTS, to a film environment, so it lends itself quite well for theatre trained actors.
yeah, man. I think they do. I think they do good. Oh, we got some comments.
Yeah, so we've got some comments for you coming in the chat. Should we throw one up on the screen?
Go for it.
So,
Stationary.
Guitar
Great.
on Sofa is asking, Stationary was great. How long did that take to film everything? Seems like it must have taken a lot of time. Must have been a lot of time spent in a car. Yeah, what was it like, just shooting in a car?
I can't say because I was thankfully outside of that car enjoying a bit of fresh air. The actors and our DOP, Samira Oberberg, were the ones who were really, because we shot it in the middle of summer. To answer the question, it was a 3-day shoot. We shot from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the car was an issue. I thought initially when I wrote this thing that if you placed it in a car, you had less to do. You're containing the environment. You all have this thing which you're going to be working around, which is again maybe a little bit less ambitious than if you have multiple different sets and locations. But it just made it very, very difficult because it is such a confined space, and trying to find different camera angles where you can tell the story visually becomes quite challenging because you don't want to do something which you just throw it in there for no reason just because you can. You want there to be a purpose. So that was just one sort of side of things. But the difficult thing, the battery carried on dying because we weren't turning the car on, but we were using lots of things in the car. So the electric windows and stuff, or the radio and all these different things, putting on the aircon obviously for the actors. So the car must have died maybe 3, 4, 5 times over the shoot. So just little sort of growing pains that we were sort of experiencing, and things that you're losing your daylight. You've got the camera team sort of staring at you, like, oh, is the car ready? Is the car ready? So there are a lot of little sort of hiccups and things that we definitely learnt along the way through attrition, let's say. But yeah,
I'm sure
3 days was definitely necessary.
Yeah. And I'm sure there
I
were
heard
loads
that you
of
guys had a pretty crazy first day on set as well.
Yeah, we couldn't prepare for that. You'll see.
We froze.
Oh no, have we lost them?
So that was not in the script.
We're good. We good.
Sorry, we lost you for a second. You might have to repeat your story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just saying in the script there's nothing that says it starts on a gloomy night with rain everywhere and everything's really sort of murky. No, that was just a massive sort of thunderstorm which came out of nowhere. Which when you plan these things, you plan them weeks and months in advance, but you check out the forecast as far back as you can just to make sure that there's no rain. What kind of sunlight are you going to get? Is going to be overcast, and that just came down. Raining cats and dogs from about 2 p.m. until the evening. So if you check out our website, you'll see a whole bunch of photos which look like something out of the Amazon. Like, you couldn't have made this up. So we just sort of had to roll with it, and we shot everything, kind of at the end of the main storm. So there's a lot of rain in the scene, which set us back quite a few hours. So for the next day, we were just prepping. Like, everything had to be in place so that when we started very early on Saturday, we had to make back that time. So as if we didn't have enough incentive already to to get moving.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
I don't know if we have any more comments that we want to throw up.
I think what's great about it is that there's been some real nice, like, and you get this a lot with short films. You get things that you didn't expect to happen, but you make it work. You know, you make it work for the set and so forth. Oh, we got shout outs from Bossala. Thank you.
Hearts.
Oh.
I guess I mean.
And Jonathan. Fire!
My
you got flames.
The actors were great. You know, with a piece like this, you aren't able. It wouldn't have been a good film without great. Like, it was made. It was going to be made or broken on the casting. It's as simple as that. Majority of my work was done before we got to the first shoot day. So it's really hats off to them, to be honest.
I said happy accidents. I really meant divine intervention. That rainstorm made some quick shots right there.
They were good, weren't they? We had a great on-set photographer as well,
nice.
Daniel Moses, who provided some amazing sort of content for us to use for promotional materials, and also just for me, just great memories, really. You know, I'm sure I'm going to look back on this film in 10 years' time and have very fond memories.
Yeah, man. All right.
Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for letting us show your film. And if any of you want to see more about this film, you can go to Instagram, find Stationary Short Film. Louis, where can we find you?
So I've got my own personal website, which is louischanfilms.com, and on Instagram it's Louis Chan Wing, @LouisChanWing. So fairly sort of straightforward.
Okay, cool. We'll make sure that we drop all of that info in the info bit below. But yeah, thank you again for joining us, and hopefully we'll speak again soon.
Hopefully so.
See you around, brother.
Pleasure. See you guys.